Hey guys, it's Michelle, and today is Friday, September 29th, I think. Um, I've been trying to record a video for about a week and a half now, and it just has not materialized. So I'm just going to try to catch bits and pieces where I can. So this may be a little choppy and cobbled together, but just bear with me. So I wanted to show you my progress on Salem Remembered. I worked on, I've been trying to work on getting the names stitched for each of the anniversaries of the dates that they were, that they died. So just wanted to show you where I'm at on this. So this is now living in my beautiful project bag that Carissa made me, and with the beautiful grime guard that she made me as well. So I don't remember where I was last time I showed it to you, but Giles Corey was killed. He was the one that was pressed to death on September 19th. So I had his name in time, and then the rest of the names on here had dates of 9/22. I didn't quite get them all in by that date, but I was pretty close. So I got all of these names in, so now I have all of the names in, and I've been putting the little motifs that are out at the edges. I've been doing those, and so right now what I'm doing is working on bringing my borders down to the bottom. So down here, this is one of the two little angels that's down at the bottom, and then it says Salem Witch Trials. So, and I think it's got the two little cornerstones with the stars in it with the green background. So that's pretty much all that I have left. So that's what I'm working on doing. I'd really like to get this finished before the end of the month. I'm not sure if that's possible, but that's what I'm going to try for. And as I was bringing my border down, I realized I had a problem with my owl's tail. So I had him scooted over one stitch too many, so he was running into my border. So I fixed that. And I've been working on coming down on this side and realized I have this star in the wrong place. So that is partially, well, it's probably entirely because of the fact that Samuel Wardwell on the chart, this W is not there, so it just says Wardell. A wonderful fellow stitcher, Judy, actually recharted the correction and sent that over to me, so I was able to put in his the correct spelling of his name, but it obviously bumped this out, and she has the star charted where it's supposed to be, which I completely ignored. So now I'm gonna have to move that star over so it doesn't, my border doesn't run right over it. So little mistake there, but I'll get that corrected. And then, like I said, I'm going to put this other, once I get my border all the way down, then I'll put this other angel in and do the stuff down there at the bottom. But that's what I've been working on for the past, week and a half or so, is getting all of the names put in. So that's my status on that. And like I said, I'd like to try to get this finished up by the end of the month. Definitely before the next Tudor Rose meeting, which is next Tuesday. So I think I can do it, but we'll see. So that's all my progress on that. And now I'm gonna switch over and show you a couple other things. Okay, so, I have alluded to the fact that I work off of spreadsheets a lot. This is my stitching workbook, basically, in Excel, And so I've been doing some dark October planning, trying to decide what I wanted to work on. So I had sort of, I went over here and made a list of my whips from last year's dark October, and then I started to put in, you know, some ideas for which ones I wanted to work on. And basically where I landed was, sorry, this is so shaky. Where I landed is I basically want to do a kind of Stitch Mania for dark October. So I was thinking I would do, oh my gosh, this is so shaky. I was thinking that I would do kind of an every other day like I did for Stitch Mania, so work on something for 2 days. And this is kind of my tentative list of what I'm going to work on. Obviously, I wanted to do something special for Friday the 13th, since it will be Friday the 13th and Dark 13 and Dark October. So I've got a plan there that I will tell you more about later. And I've got one more slot I need to fill. So, but that's kind of how that's laying out. So let me show you what projects I have to work on now that you've seen my infamous spreadsheet. Okay, so here we are on the floor with Ramses. And so here's what I got going on. So I want to work on my pieces that I started last year during Dark October. So this is kind of similar to what I did in Stitch Mania, where I was working on some whips, but then also mixing in some new pieces. So just a reminder of all of these. So here is Halloween Garden by Primitive Needle. So I started this one. And uh-oh, my needle minders are sticking together. So here's where I'm at on this one. So I really just have this bottom portion to do. So I'm going to work on this one. And then Halloween night, I started these jeweled mini, we're taking my stuff here. I started these jeweled scarabs that have all these beautiful colors and a butt ton of Krynic and what have you. And this was my start. Oh, I think it goes the other way. This is my start. It is sparkly, but yeah, it's sad. And apologies for whatever paw you see jumping into the picture. So, okay, so I want to work on my jeweled scarab some. This is not going well. I didn't start this during Dark October, but I wanted to get it out and work on it too. This is for, this is the Blackbird Designs Cast Your Spell something, whatever it is. That's in that box, that compartmental box with the lid, with the glass lid from Hobby Lobby that Michelle Farm Girl just finished and posted, I think, up in Stitch Mania yesterday, as well as on Instagram. She just finished hers, like finished into the box. So I'd like to work on this too. Now I have totally changed my colors. You might remember that I was going with, it's hard to see in this light, but I was going with kind of purples and grays and a dark sort of cranberry color on mine. So I'd like to work on that a little bit too. And then I have Blacked Sky by the Primitive Needle. And so last time I worked on this, I had finished block 1, and I bumped up here to kind of go back and do this top border. So I'd like to work on that some more, maybe get a start on block 2 would be nice. I love this piece. And I'm using the Pure Palette silks for this, which are really lovely, which is what it calls for. This is the Trick or Treat Nora Corbett. I think it's Nora Corbett, whatever. Mirabilia Fairy. Oh, Trick or Treat. Halloween Fairy. Whatever this is called. This thing. Oh, no, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Let go. And so that's how much I have done, which is pretty much just, it's just the bodice of her dress, this part right here. So, and I love this fabric. It is just stunning in person. That color is not entirely accurate, but what are you doing? Anyway, so I'd like to work on her some more. Last year I just kind of got bogged down in all of the 3371. Okay, so that's it for whips. So then let me show you kind of what I'm thinking new starts. And this is all, of course, subject to change. So I don't know if you've ever seen it, but In the Company of Friends designed this set of freebie charts in honor of Lisa Roswell from the Primitive Needle. And so it's a big, alphabet chart, but done with, dark and spooky things. So it's called a dark alphabet, and it's up on their website. Now, at the point at which I looked, I went out to look at their website to see what the total stitch count was, and their website was down for some reason, so hopefully it's back up by now. But these are freebies. They are done all over one, but certainly you could do them, however you want. There's kind of the top of it. It says a dark alphabet. And so they're, organized kind of A, B, C, D, da, 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 da. So I know a ton of people are doing that Prairie Schooler alphabet, but I want to do a dark alphabet. So I just need to kind of figure out my fabric once I figure out what the total stitch count is. But I'm really excited about this. So, I had this piece pulled to start last year, and then I decided to do the Trick or Treat Fairy instead. But I do still want to stitch this one, but I don't like the fabric that it's on. Now, all these years I have been under the impression that that fabric was included, and I do not believe it is, now that I've actually kind of looked at it. So the threads and the beads are all there, but no fabric. I looked at, so I'm so behind on watching Flosstube videos, but Annette from Annette's Acre had shown her Halloween fairy that she had done on a purple fabric, and I absolutely loved how it looked. So I think that I may go with a purple fabric for this, because then her wings kind of pop off of that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I may dye my own. We'll see. But I definitely want to start this one. I have had this since it was originally released, and yes, I paid full price for it. So, and it's just been sitting in my stash for however long. I don't even know how old this is, but way old. I would like to start Jack's Bash, which is a Plum Street sampler design. This has been on my list for forever, and I just absolutely love it. So I think I'm gonna start that. Let me come back to this. No, I'll go ahead and talk about it. So every year on Halloween, typically, historically, the way that I celebrate Halloween is that we sit down and we watch Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman, because I love that movie. Despite all of the horrible acting, I still love that movie. And a while back, I saw somebody stitch this and fell in love with it. So it's the Dracula book cover, and this is actually a freebie design. And it is by Damn Good Crafts. So I would like to stitch it on red fabric like it's shown. I will have to dye something for that too. So, but this is what I would like to start on Halloween in honor of my movie watching experience, tradition. So, then I have, and I think I showed a bunch of these last year when I was trying to decide what to start for Dark October, but this year I just decided, may just start all of them. So, this is Blackboard Designs Moon Garden, which I absolutely love. At the time that I found this, I'd fallen in love with it, and it was out of print already, and very hard to get, but I managed to find a copy of it. So I still need to pull my threads for this. I have to pull threads for all of these, really. But I just love this, and I do have the fabric for it, which I bought a million years ago, and it is R&R 18th Century Rook 28 count. And it's a beautiful kind of grayish piece of fabric, so that'll be really pretty. And then this piece, so I think I talked about, I had gone ahead and purchased the threads for this piece. This is the talking board by Primitive Needle. I purchased the threads for this because I was like, okay, I'm starting this next Dark October. And I almost kind of forgot about it. But instead of doing this kind of light, you know, background, sort of parchment-y looking background, I'm actually going to use this. This is Belfast Dirty Linen. I don't know what count this is, but my guess is it's probably 32. That's my guess. Anyway, part of the reason that it's darker than it's showing in this picture, but part of the reason that I wanted to do it, and excuse me, I have to move my foot, because my leg just went to sleep. So, I have been looking at everybody purchasing the fantastic Ouija board serving tray from Target this year that I'm in love with, but I went to Target 3 different times and they did not have it. So I was having major, you know, jealousy, coveting of the folks that did find one. And I was talking to Eric about it, and he said, you know what, wouldn't you just rather have an actual Ouija board rather than a tray with with the Ouija board stuff on it? So I went out and started looking at Ouija boards. So I think I may purchase one, an older one possibly. But I was looking at several of them that were done, that are on really dark backgrounds, and so that's what kind of inspired me to pick up this fabric and use it. So I think that my threads will show up on there, but I'm going to have to kind of play with that. But I thought, you know what? I think I just need to start this. So that's kind of the last of the pieces that I'm looking at, but I did pull some fabric here. So I've got this Silk Weaver 32 count beignet, which is just sort of a nondescript color, but I thought I could dye that myself and use it for something. I have this piece of Gothic that someone gifted me, and I have a piece that's picked out for this that's a surprise, so I will show you more of that later, but it is destined for this piece of Gothic. I've got this kind of light gray fabric, and then I've got this a whole ton of this white fabric, so I am probably going to be doing some dyeing here in the future, and because I definitely need to dye a piece for Dracula, and I'm going to need to dye something for Jack's Bash, and I need to find a piece of fabric to do this on. I'm not sure what I want to do that on, but maybe this, but over dyed to be darker. That'll be over one on 32 count, which may be a little crazy, but I never seem to shy away from the crazy. So anyway, so those are my sort of tentative plans, but I wanted to show you kind of what I have in mind, and it is possible that these plans may get totally thrown out the window, and I may just decide this is crazy and too much and I'm not going to do any of it. But I definitely like to work on my pieces that I started last year, and I would like to start some new pieces this year, even though I'm feeling a little overwhelmed with all of my whips at the moment. So, but that's the other reason why I'd like to get Salem Remembered finished before the end of the month, because I want to get started on the 1st with my Dark October stuff. So I have one more thing I want to show you. So let me stop this here. Okay, so this is the other thing I wanted to show you, is I have this whole stack of patterns. I made myself working copies of everything, but I have this whole stack of patterns of things that I might want to add to my Halloween neighborhood. And I did kind of a rough, here's where I think I want to place things, but I'm still kind of working on that. Here's Todd. He's unhappy because I'm poking him with my papers, but what I have been working on in my spare time, so to speak, is I've actually been charting out my whole Halloween neighborhood. Now, obviously, this is not something I can share because each of the pieces are, different in existence patterns, but I just wanted to give you kind of an idea, because I'm now kind of to that point that I need to start figuring out where stuff's going to go to make sure that it fits. And I want to be able to fill in as well. So I'm putting in all of the pieces I've already stitched. Obviously I have some more to go because there's a big center piece, and then there's a couple pieces over to the right that need to be stitched in. But I'm having a whole lot of fun with doing this. And I think it'll help me kind of figure out where stuff needs to go. So that's the plan anyway, but I just wanted to show you kind of what I'm working on there, and I will show you more of this as I get more stuff in. Okay, one last thing. If you have made it through all of the shakiness of this video, I have a little giveaway. So, a friend of mine gave me this magazine, which I already had, but she, I believe, had a duplicate copy. And so I decided that I wanted to do this as a giveaway. So this is the 2016, this is last year's Halloween issue that has some good designs in it. So if you would like to enter the giveaway, just leave a comment on my video and do not mention giveaway in your comment. But what I would like you to do is tell me your favorite Halloween or dark October kind of pattern. Give me some ideas for ones that you love, ones that you've stitched, ones that you want to stitch, etc. I'd love to hear what your favorites are. Oh, and I totally forgot to tell you, mention it, because I don't have the charts here yet, but I do have a couple of spots reserved in my Dark October rotation for whatever that Lazy Bear Mountain, Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain, whatever that is, that Kathy Barrett chart, and also the new Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow chart. So those are going in there too. I just got to figure out fabric and stuff. So, but tell me what your favorite Halloween or dark chart is. Give me some ideas. And then on my next video, I will draw names and give this away. So you can do your own Dark October stitching. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you watching and commenting and subscribing. And I will be back to show you how things are going with Dark October, and hopefully some exciting things that are in the near future. So have a great rest of your weekend, and right on into Dark October. And oh, and I forgot to say, if you'd like to join us for Dark October stitching, we are using the hashtag on Instagram, Dark October Stitching. Feel free to join Emily and I. I love to go to that hashtag and look to see what people are working on. So feel free to join and let me know what your favorite pattern is. Bye.